Welcome to 1 in 20 D&D. Hello and welcome. My name is Gregory and thank you for joining us. This is going to be Session 45, Part 3 in the Kingdom of Agick. Now we are playing at this part of our campaign. It's a slightly modified version of the Princes of the Apocalypse campaign setting and guide. Last time in Part 2, our intrepid adventurers found themselves facing a couple of Black Earth guards as well as a pair of Earth elementals with these strange purple crystals coming out of their bodies. These crystals are similar to the ones that seem to be in the cavern walls that are creating this low, dull glow and lighting their way. What's going to happen this time as they delve deeper into these strange and mysterious caverns? Sit back, relax, and let's find out. So you kind of catch your breath. You hear the kind of whispering breezes, just a little bit of air coursing through the cavern. Collect your breath. What do you guys want to do?
Probably cough a bit and dust everywhere.
I'm going to search the guy that I killed, not the elemental, the other dude.
Yeah. These two men don't seem to be carrying any wealth. They do have their, what do you call it, morning stars, but that's it.
Okay, in that case, I'm just going to ignore him, and I'm going to move over here and keep an eye on the doorway, or the entranceway.
Passageway. All right. You see a little ways down there. Again, there's sort of like the purple light giving you a little bit of, what the heck, real areas. So you can sort of see that the cavern, the passageway seems to go west and then turn sort of to the northwest.
So Dareth, you need to aim for the thing.
He said I hit it with that last one hit. I saw it. It just didn't do anything. Those things. What?
It's because you aimed for the rock.
What are those things anyway?
Actually, yeah.
You
Can
don't
I
aim for
can
the
I can I do like an investigation check since I'm like a dwarf to know what kind of rock they're made out of, or stone, or whatever?
You don't even need to roll anything. Your stone cunning kind of lets you know that you imagine that there's all this purple crystal around here. It's actually no. You know what? Give me. Let's see. What would this be?
Well, Kalen would know.
let me
He would
have-
know because of Iron Fang.
Kalen would know what.
What stones they are, because Iron Fang would. It has a special ability. Hold on, I gotta look it up.
I don't recall.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No worries. No, I mean that's fine. You know.
Oh, okay.
You know
It says
the
I
ru-
can
the
sense the
rumbling.
presence of precious metals and stones within 60 feet of you, but not their exact location. Sorry.
Yeah, so you know that these
Yeah.
crystals are all around you. Yeah, that's it. So give me. I'm trying to think what is appropriate in this case. How about? Give me an insight check, and I'm gonna give you advantage.
All right, I'm gonna roll again, I guess.
Yeah, since you didn't click it, that's fine.
I forgot to.
No worries.
24.
Yeah. So the crystals they don't feel like natural. They don't feel natural.
Okay.
They're natural in the sense that they're crystal, so they're like a natural material, but they feel there's like something that like kind of vibrates from them or something that is off. And you get the sense that whatever this earth elemental that is beyond these two earth elementals, whatever this prince, as it were, you've heard mentioned, is possibly like maybe something's crossing over from the elemental realms. Like something is wrong here. You know it. Dareth sort of alluded to it. You can just sort of feel it. So whoever created these two or called these two earth elementals forth must have done it after these crystals formed in this rock, and so since they came out of this rock, they have the crystals embedded in them.
Gotcha.
But it's definitely not. There's something odd about these crystals, and even just the rock around you just doesn't feel quite right. Like something's happening to it.
Gotcha.
And has happened recently, but you also feel like it's continuing to. It's almost as if you can feel the crystals growing.
Gotcha. Alrighty.
Cool.
So it's not an actual crystal that I would know anything about. It's just some sort of other produced crystal, and it's continuously growing.
It feels like that. That's
Gotcha.
your kind of like what your intuition tells you. It's like earth, metals, crystals fall into that realm. So you've seen quartz, you've seen jasper, you've seen all these other crystals. This crystal is strange, and it's again, as you kind of tune into the rock, you sort of get this feeling as if it's as if the crystals are growing. That's what it feels like.
Gotcha.
Not like you'd see it happen, but that's what it feels like.
So Kyra's gonna kind
No,
of start walking and move along.
Yeah, is Gikrot keeping that to himself, or does he kind of share that with the others?
I mean, yeah, I'd share with everybody what I think
Okay, fantastic.
these crystals are.
All right. So I'm going to say that you guys have probably about a half an hour has passed since that dude became a worm. By the time you wound yourself down into this chamber, dealt with this few moments of combat and all this, somewhere between 25 and 30 minutes have passed.
Oh, so it's like a really, really huge, like from there to here for us to have done the 30
Yeah,
minutes.
you went down a pretty twisty turn. Yeah, it was a little ways. It was, and I'm assuming you're not like running, so
So like a
be
mile or something like
somewhat
that?
cautious, probably, maybe less, maybe more, half mile, quarter mile, but at a not a stealthing pace, but certainly not just like running down the corridor either. So somewhere between 20 and 30 minutes have passed.
Wow. Well, if that's the case, Kyra's going to pick up the pace a bit.
Okay.
Because that seems like an awfully long time that we've been dilly-daddling on a fourth of a... Yeah, it's time to go.
You got that
Time
right.
to-
It
time to
is
run.
time to,
I mean, if
Taylor,
you
Time to
indeed.
go!
If you want to be less cautious, I mean, you probably know from experience, like, well, if there's traps, there's a bigger chance you'll run through them
I have
without seeing them.
I have a passive of 22.
But you're also
So
in the back
I'm
of the
like-
party, so if you
Well,
want,
that's why I said I go up to the
you're
front.
gonna run
and
to the
I'll-
right. Okay, so Kyra pushes
and I can
forward.
see like
it's like
forever.
we need to move, guys. And then
I did. I moved way up.
do you want to be like still behind Boslan and Gikrot, or you want to be
Nope.
out in front of it? Okay, so you're gonna take the lead.
Because I want to. Yep. Because I want to start trying to see if I can check for traps and stuff.
Sure.
Since I have
Yeah, you have
Great.
a very
Good
good
practice.
chance of seeing them. All right, so you come the corridor you can see turns back on itself. It kind of does a little sort of a hairpin kind of thing here. All right, hang on right there. I will show you what you can see. Bear with me as I correct the map. All right. So, in front of you is another chamber. And in said chamber, there are some creatures.
Oh, well, if I would have seen that around the corner
Too late.
here. Well, no, because I have like
It's a mind flare.
120 like vision,
You
and they're like in my face. Like that doesn't make any
Let me
sense.
tell you what you see. The walls of this circular chamber are thick with glowing crystals, so you can still see clearly. In the middle of the room is a fat, egg-shaped creature with 3 arms, 3 legs, heavy-lidded eyes, and a wide mouth atop its stony ovoid body.
Okay, so it looks like some
Cash-
freakish abomination.
Sort of. Casually dropping gemstones into the creature's gaping mouth is a creepy-looking earth cultist.
Does someone have sleep apnea, or is that just Tyler breathing heavy again?
What? My mic wasn't going off. I was muted, so it wasn't me.
All right, let's see if this works. Is it Shift Z? I hit the wrong button. I'll show you guys. That's sort of what it looks like.
Okay,
got this
yeah.
stony-
I wouldn't have ran my ass up in there if that looked
that
fine.
Yeah,
I mean,
shit like that.
As soon as you, I'm describing what you see as soon as you turn the
like,
corner. So you see,
yeah,
so
I
you
would
see
have
this
immediately
weirdo looking creature standing in the middle of this room, and then there's this even more weirdo, like this creepy looking. Again, you recognize it as an earth cultist. And you've seen these guys before. These were the ones that seem to be some kind of like sorcerer or something. They have like a stone mantle over their shoulders, kind of like sort of like splint
To be all
armor.
chatty,
And,
either, right? Remember correctly.
Some of them were, some of them weren't. It seemed like he is currently again. He seems to be feeding gemstones, like dropping gemstones into the mouth of this creature.
Okay, so what I do is I stop, I turn around, and I whisper to Get Grot, since he's like right behind me.
Yeah.
And I tell him what I see, and I say, you ever heard of any weird religions where they do this weird kind of stuff like this? And I kind of switch places with him so he can take a look.
Okay. All right, so Get Grot, you sort of peek around the corner. You see this dude in there.
I do a religion check right away. I don't know anything.
Yeah. This doesn't seem. There's nothing you're familiar with. That's for sure.
Goodness.
Let me see if this dude notices you all. You're not being particularly stealthy, but he seems to be occupied. So let's see what happens. All right, we don't need that.
My passive stealth is a 21.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's my passive?
Not everyone can be
Right?
super stealthy.
I've got like a 12. Which is why I shouldn't be doing that.
So he seems totally occupied. He hasn't noticed you all at all yet. He seems to be just. He's like, you see, he seems to have like maybe some stones in his hand. He's kind of like rolling through them to like pick out the most delicious bits.
Do they look like they're
And
semi-precious
drop it.
stones, or do they look like I have a bag full of rocks and I'm just throwing rocks in his
They definitely seem to be like, you see, he like holds it up and it like glints, and you can sort of see they seem to be some kind of gemstones. So yeah, probably some kind of semi-precious stones. How valuable is unsure, but
I switch places with Basilon and tell him what's going on.
okay.
Yeah, I sort of assumed I peeked around the corner a little bit.
Yep. So you all sort of see the same thing, basically.
I whisper to Basilon, you just want to kill him?
Do the same thing with Caleb. Switching places. Musical chairs.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah,
Very cool.
Boston's trying to decide. They're sort of blocking our way, so he'll have to go through. So, is it worth? I mean, we know these guys are probably not going to allow us to come through, but Boston doesn't know what the hell that critter is. But he's up. He's going to suggest maybe Cairo can sneak up there, try to snatch the bag of gems, and like distract them for a bit, and we all come at him from behind.
Ooh. And then she moves back to the front. I don't know. No, I don't know if I can do that. The best I can do right now is turn into some mist.
Caitlin suggests, I might be able to confuse them. I have a confusion spell that might work. But of course, we don't know what's going to happen. I mean, it's erratic, but if we don't want to outright attack them,
I don't want to say let's outright attack. We outnumber them, 6-2. They don't look. I mean, we should be able to take them with the element of surprise. I don't expect we'll be able to talk our way through, and if we did, we just leave someone hostile behind us. Besides, they're wasting perfectly good gems.
Yeah, we only had like a short rest, right? We didn't have that long rest, correct?
I believe that is correct.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yep. There's only so much I can do right now.
Okay. Well, maybe after we hit these guys, then we take a short rest.
I can do stinking cloud, so they kind of cough for a bit, and we can maybe get something.
I think that would interfere with us more than them.
No, I can just we can take pop shot. I mean, you have long range stuff. Well, that's true.
I mean,
gonna be.
Ooh, I've got an idea. Can you drop the worm down the thing's open gullet?
That's what I was gonna say. I mean, I could disguise myself as one of them, walk up and say, "Hey, here's a really good piece of rock. Have the worm on it."
I like it.
I give it to Farron.
All right.
Because you can make it look like anything. That's nice.
I disguise myself as one of the dudes that we just fought
Sure. All right.
in the rock armor. And then I will take the worm.
Oh, by the way, if we did a short rest, hold on, I did a song of rest, and I didn't realize we had done that. So I'm sorry, Greg, can I just do that real quick? Or is it too late?
Sure. I don't remember if anyone spent hit dice though.
All right, well, then forget. I mean,
Let me see. Yeah, let's
Just
just
have to-
forget it.
the-
You-
yeah,
I'll
forget
remind you
it. It
next
doesn't.
time.
Yeah, thank you.
I think
No,
we
my fault.
all did because we
No
were
worries.
kind of beat up.
Yeah.
This was prior session,
Most
right?
people were
Not
topped
after the
off.
last room.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
you mean.
it's been a while. So kinda
It's
hard
in
to
the
remember.
past. I'll remind you for next time. I promise.
All right, so we're attacking.
No,
Not right now.
no, he's gonna drop wormy gem. It's gonna turn
Kyra,
into
you hear him say something.
Earthworm
You hear him
gem.
say something.
Oh yeah.
He says,
earthworm gem. I just killed myself. Sorry, I'm sorry.
you hear him say something. He says, the cultist seems to say to this other creature, he says, let me make sure. Wait, let me double check to make sure I'm getting the languages correct. What's Kalen's passive? They're not trying to be quiet. Yeah, so Kalen actually, you hear this, Kyra, but Kalen, you're the one that understands it because they say it in Terran. In Terran, the cultist says, "Is our prince satisfied with the offering?" And the creature replies with this kind of gravelly, like almost imperceptible, but only because you now know Terran. You hear the reply. "The prince finds this sacrifice pleasing." And then he goes back to looking for, like, pulling through these little bag that he has of for another gem. He looks pleased. The cultist looks pleased.
So I explained. So guys, what they're saying is that they were asking about Marlos. I'm assuming who I'm guessing is their master, and if he was pleased with some sacrifice.
Give me an insight check for Kalen.
Marlos is dead.
Right, but they may not know that. I mean, we know that because we killed him.
Marlos Jr. Your son?
Sorry, my sheet's really slow.
Yeah, it's crappy.
You don't think he's talking about Marlos.
Oh.
You've never heard anyone refer to Marlos as a prince, but you have heard about princes. Elemental princes.
Ooh, guys. Well, this is not good. All right. So it's. I think they're referring to what's that guy's name? Dareth. Dareth, get your ass up here. I think they were talking about this prince that you were referring to
Yeah.
earlier.
At this point, he seems to have noticed or heard some whispering or something. He doesn't seem to be terribly concerned, but he looks over in your direction.
Has Farron already gone when this is happening?
Yeah,
I mean, I was trying to.
if you want to, you can push forward to the front, and we'll
Yeah, get
see.
in there.
That's
Get in
fine.
there, Farron. Go do it. I love this
Yeah,
idea.
because we kind of like decided that,
This
and
will
we
be
were
interesting.
kind of talking
Yep.
after he had already
No,
left.
that's all right. So you step forward, and he says to you, actually, in common, he says, actually, wait a minute. He might say this in Terran. Let me double check. I need to see what they do. I think they speak Terran too. So you're okay. So he turns to you, and in common he says, do you bring an offering?
I respond in what I heard, how I heard them talk.
He spoke. He just asked you that in common.
Yeah, no. I'm trying to put on the
trying to
same
mimic the voice.
and
Yeah,
accent,
gotcha.
yeah.
Gotcha.
I say, one of the earth elementals uncovered this precious gem that I thought perhaps would be of use. And I walk up. And I pull out one of my, I have 4 50 gold bloodstones, so I'll just pull out one of the bloodstones.
You have a blood. Okay.
I have
Sure.
a 50 gold piece bloodstone.
Ooh, very wise. I'm gonna give you inspiration for that, dude. That was super smart because this creature would have known it if you did not include that with it.
Ooh, looky.
That was really, really
Gonna be
smart.
Coated with worm.
Yeah. So you grab the worm and this bloodstone together, and you sort of hold it out. This is gonna be interesting. So Keltar holds his hand out to you as if he's expecting you to give it to him.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna give you I'm assuming you want to try to put it in the creature's mouth,
Just put it in your mouth.
right? I mean, you're not trying
Because
because obviously he's gonna know there's something else if you don't.
me and you.
I know, girl.
So, this is gonna be interesting. So I need a deception check because I think the creature is.
If I can,
I love this Farron. I'm loving every minute.
Yeah, I know it's awesome. Let me see.
This is what makes D&D great.
Yep. Yepers.
Yeah. Okay. You notice so this is happening fast. All right. So you walk in, it looks like Boslan is like right behind you. So but even if you're around the corner, the creature is like seems to be like almost like smelling or something. You can't really quite tell.
if he's holding his hand out, expecting like I give it to him, I would say it would be the greatest of honor if I could.
Okay, it's the creature says in Terran. So Kalen, you're the only one that understands it. The creature says in Terran, it says, "I want more. Tell them to give me a tribute of 500 gold pieces worth." But then it opens its mouth, waiting for what you're holding out.
But I can't whisper that to Farron, otherwise it'll give us away.
You can't.
So that's what I said to the guy that's holding his hand up. The dude that's
Yeah,
talking.
right. So and the creature opens its mouth, so he's sort of, so he's still holding his hand out, but you get the sense you could probably slip it in to the creature's mouth without.
Well, that's why I asked. I asked him if it would be okay if I did it, because it would be a great honor. And that's up to him to respond.
Yeah, he hasn't said anything. He's just like, I mean, this is happening like in moments. He's kind of like, the other creature said something. You don't know what he says. He said, all right, he says, all right, but do be careful. You don't want to lose your hand. And he kind of smiles. He's like kind of grinning sinisterly.
I mean, I don't need like a step ladder or anything, do I? I kind of just like.
This creature is not that big. It's sort of
drop it in its mouth.
I mean, it's a medium creature, but it's seems elemental in nature. Like it seems to be like almost made of stone.
I'll just drop it in its mouth and take a step back.
Yeah. So give me a I sort of asked for it earlier, but it didn't get quite translated. Give me a deception check just to see how convincing you are in all this.
Does he get advantage because he's like all dressed like? I'm still stretching.
Yeah. All right. So this is going to be interesting. All right. So how's this going to happen? Oh my God. Is it going to freaking... I guess it's like... Okay, it's... Oh, my brain. All right, so here's what we're going to do.
Yeah, it's a good time.
I was just going to say exactly that. So Farron, you reach your hand out, and you kind of like, you know what's about to happen, or you think you know what's about to happen. So you tip it over, the stone and the worm fall into the mouth of this creature, and that's where I'm going to call it. I got to think about how I want this to play out.
Because it's awesome. Because it's
pretty
so
awesome.
good, dude.
Yeah, I want it to be kind of epic, but I also want it to be, sensible on some level. So yeah, we'll have fun with this next time. It'll be either this creature is gonna explode and you're just gonna have to deal with the freaking angry ass hill giant, or we'll see.
And y'all thought me taking the sacks from the guy was a bad idea.
No, that was funny. That was
briefly
funny.
sensing a three-legged centaur.
Yeah, you guys don't know what it is, I guess. Probably not. None of you would. I can't imagine.
Right, with a pair of Zorn pants.
Right, exactly.
And telltales.
I mean, obviously, players' knowledge, but characters, probably none of the characters.
Would I know what it is?
I kind of doubt it. It's not really associated with the Underdark. But let me dig up. Let me do some research. This is a perfect place to stop.
Is it like a demony thing or something?
What's that?
Isn't it like a demony thing?
No, it's not. It's it's more elemental.
It's not a gibbering mouther or whatever they're called.
No, above table it's called a Zorn, but I don't think any of the characters will know this. But I'll figure that out before next time. We'll figure out what happens when the Zorn eats the worm. So tune in next time for another fantastic adventure in the Kingdom of Agick. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you for playing. You all are fabulous. And until next time, keep rolling 20s.
Sweet.